Moving on, we have the conditional operator. The conditional operator scares a lot of people off for whatever reason when we are, in 276 are beginning into C++. I'm just going to go ahead and let this run for the time being. So we can see the conditional operator here on line 17. So the components here that are important are the question mark and the colon. So the entire statement, line number 17, evaluates as so. Hours equals, so whatever the resultant of the second half, the right-hand side of the equal sign, is going to be saved into hours. So here, the left-hand side of the question mark is evaluated for truth, either true or false. Hours less than minimum hours. So that is evaluated. If true, the first statement, minimum hours. If false, the second statement, hours. So we're just going to run this here, and we're going to throw a number in, 5. So you'll notice 5 is minimum hours. Let's not throw in 5. Let's do 6. I knew it seemed familiar because I was writing it. So minimum hours, how many hours were worked? We're putting in a 6. So that line is right here. We are waiting for me to hit enter to be done with this line. But first, what's going to happen is this statement is evaluated. So is hours less than minimum hours? No, 6 is in fact greater than 5. So what we're going to see here is 6 is going to be our value. I'll go ahead and hit enter. And you can tell that that is the case because 6 times our pay rate is 300. Now, if we run this again, but instead we're going to have hours that are in fact fewer than minimum hours. So this time I've only worked, this is the good life, right? This is what an accountant can do. The accountant has only worked 2 hours, but the minimum billing hours we have is 5. So even though the lazy accountant had 2 billable hours of work, we're going to get paid $250, even though really we should have gotten paid $100 because the minimum hours is what evaluates here because hours worked, in fact, 2 is less than minimum hours. So if this statement is true, which it is, 2 is less than 5, minimum hours is saved back into hours. Whereas in our previous example, hours was 6. So in that case, it's the right-hand side of the colon operand. The hours is stored back here in hours. For whatever reason, students tend to stay away from that. And it's a really fantastic way to bake a selection structure with a decision into, an assignment here in the addition of 4 extra characters. It works out really great.